Okay, so I haven't made a video in almost a year, but I'm excited to share something that I felt that God spoke to me about maybe a month ago. So either way, let's get to it. So I'm gonna give you a little short background of what I'm talking about before I kind of jump into it because it might be a little confusing, and I hope I'm not talking too fast. But I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. I am a registered nurse, and I used to be a part of the emergency department. And now I'm a labor and delivery nurse. But at the time, a month ago, I was working in the ED, and I was discharging a patient. So there's a couple of exits, doesn't really matter, but one of the exits, in order to open the door, there's this black box on the wall that has a sensor inside that you have to wave your hand in front of in order for the door to open. Okay. So basically, had this patient, discharged her, and she approaches the door and doesn't shake her hand in front of the sensor because she doesn't know, because there's no signs. So she comes to the door, and her face is just about right on the door until I tell her, oh, you have to back up a little bit because in back of you, there's this black square on the wall that you can wave your hand in front of, and the door will open up. Well, I told her this didn't really register. She looked around, looked left, looked right, and she did this for about, I would say about 30 seconds, a good 30 seconds. When I finally said, okay, it seemed repetitive, seemed like she wasn't getting it, I said, all right, just look at me, and I will direct you. My plan was for her to make eye contact with me, and I would point to where it was, and she would get it, and the door would open. It wasn't that simple. She looked at me, or sorry, she didn't look at me. I told her to look at me, and she wasn't able to. She would look left, look right, look up and down, same way she was kind of looking for when she was looking for the sensor. So after a while, I was like, okay, this is probably another 30 seconds of this, and I was working with another patient, so I was like, okay, this is probably just easier for me to go and wave my hand in front of the sensor and just open the door for her. So I excused myself from the other patient and I went right across and waved my hand in front of the sensor, and she was like, "Oh," it was right behind me. It was literally right behind her. But we all have those days, and that was fine. So she walked off and left, and something just kind of dawned on me that it wasn't necessarily as small as I thought that it was. It was actually much bigger than I thought it was. So for a year now, probably over a year, but I've been kind of dealing with just learning how to look towards God and looking for Him for answers. And I think I've probably gotten wrapped up in everyday things in your lives that you're disappointed with, and things that you're not happy with, and chapters that you're trying to get out of and move on from in life. And we all have them. They all may be different, but we all have them. So I just kind of felt myself, and I still feel myself, trying to get to that next stage in my life and next move. And I'm trying, and I almost feel like I'm hitting a glass wall, or maybe, I don't know, a rock wall or brick wall, whatever it is. I just kind of feel like I'm just hitting it. And I'm not understanding why it's not opening, but I'm not sure. And this is where God spoke to me. I wasn't sure if I was doing the right things, and it was confirmation that I wasn't. Um, so to me, as simple as it was for in my mind for her to just look at me and me to just direct her to the sensor is the same thing God is telling me. Just look at me, and I can show you how to unlock that next chapter. I can show you how to get through that next door that's in your way. I can show you how to go further past this. Just look at me. I may be very close to it, and He's telling me, you know what, you're right next to it, but you're not seeing it. So just look at me, and I'll show you. I'll redirect you. I just thought that this might help someone. I know that this definitely helped me. And I'm obviously still dealing with it, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to deal with it for the rest of my life. Other people may be looking to other religions, maybe looking to other people, and you sit there day by day, day after day, explaining your problems to your friends and your coworkers, and no one seems to have the answer to what it is that's going to unlock, that next chapter. I just think God's telling me and anybody else that's facing this same thing, just look at him. And I'm not saying it's that simple. It's easier said than done. It's hard to kind of just keep looking back at God and looking back at God and saying, God, well, I keep looking at you. What is so difficult? Like I'm looking at you. But I think it's not just looking at him. I think it's gazing into his eyes and gazing into everything that he is, and his being and his heart and his everything that God is about. I think that's what it is that will unlock that next chapter, that will get you to, and not necessarily just a chapter, just the difficulty, whatever struggle you may be going through. He has the answer, not, what's left or what's right. It's what's straight ahead. So I hope this made sense. I hope I didn't talk too fast or too long. I try to make my story as short as possible. Thanks for watching.